Good morning, trade. This is Jeff Arcus. Welcome again to the daily webinar. Today we Thursday, 27 of the 2nd, 2020. Remind you this one is not meant to be a financial advice to anyone. This is only an education presentation. Please consider time and condition before you continue. Send when you're receiving this recording. So I thank God for another day into my life and I pray His blessings today. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, let's start it there. Last night I have a lot of hiccups with that. The yen pairs because the Swiss yen did it again. So I think it have enough with the Swiss yen. I will know even look at even the U.S. Swiss is another currency that yeah, it's always Swiss pairs always being an issue for me. And then what happened that the in and by accident connecting the 30 minutes time frame and all my good trades for the yen when the one that meant to be went. So they're already gone. So I will not chasing. I'm just gonna wait for the retracement. But we're gonna review a few things today because I think this is moments like this one is actually what is helping us to understand what to do when the market is doing this. The yen, and especially the yen pairs hasn't been done it quite okay. But anyway. So we'll see anyway. That's there plus my health. At the moment I'm going through a very health issue. I lost my two shoulders, and the way that I have so much pain that I have to have tablets to sleep. And my wrist, I done it Monday. I did 10 X-rays, and next Monday is gonna be an scan in my wrist because I don't know if my articulation has I don't know whether it's this chair or something there. And yeah, so anyway, so I haven't been a bit well with that regard. All right, on the news side, we do have a 10:30 private capital expenditure with that. New Zealand is already 10 a.m. moving. So we'll see. We're coming to the end of the month. Tomorrow is 28. We don't have really much for that, apart the pandemic thing that is going on at the moment. So that's the only thing there. Let's review the JPY basket there, and yeah, so that's what it is. It's this, we put in unfortunately from here we this is this is from October last year. So the run hasn't been apart from January has a run down, run up, and then after that, it's just after every time the market hits a resistance and breaks over here, my eyes, it's just looking. It looks like we're going down, so therefore we're looking to go long with the rest. But now suddenly it's turning up. The bars are not quite convinced, so what I'm gonna do with this one is wait for a nice ABC setup. And if this is the case, oh no, this is the problem that this one cannot be. No, this is the weekly. So in the weekly as well, we see that we are at the beginning of the month. So that tells us something good. That maybe after this month, this pullback over here, the yen will get strong as the stock market has fell off, and then we're gonna. So look, this is tough time. It's been months when all the 4 weeks has been negative for me, but doesn't mean that's the end of the war. It's just that we never know when those things happen. But yeah, the dollar has a positive bar today, as we know today. So it's in a positive side. There's an ABC. That we're still looking at the moment today that is on a bullish side, and that's all we can do. Asian market comes, retrace, but we only can follow that. It's just it's been. I think it is coronavirus has been affect a lot the market in all regards. Gold has yeah, a very tricky day. There's still no saying it's going nowhere. We're still under the that, so we continue looking to go short. That's all we can do. Oil is just dropping, so that's what Canadian could could work, the US Canadian, and yeah, so that's all we can do that one there. The EA has yesterday my EA and the VPS has this did have some glitches that I couldn't understand, and I'm afraid that that is something is going on now. The builder of that E8 is not ready here, so I don't know if something happened with that E8. What am I going to do? And yeah, I got so many issues there. So that's oil, S&P 500. Well, it's just we need to do more space for this one. So there we are. Such a big drop that is gonna cause, this is a big sell-off. If you're looking at this week over here, it will engulf, already is engulfing around 11 bars, 11 weeks. So that's a lot. And again, the week and that one was good to tell. Look, this is the break. It will make a ABC, and after that ABC is formed, then we can say, well, now we have a direction for the S&P 500. All right, and yeah, whether this has to do with that the disease that is around the world, we don't know. And we got the target. Remember, yesterday we were just about there, so we got the target. So that was a quite nice uh, trade. So and that's it. So now, if I want to reinvest it, um, it just would be a matter of putting somewhere over there and maybe a stop loss over here if I want to reinvest that. Okay, so that's if we break below to there, so then we might looking for the next target and see what happened. But that is gonna affect a lot the superannuation in our country. That's a huge bar after that double top in the market breaks, and there we go. JP 225 is just continuing his way down. So if this is down, that's what I would say, that the currency yen is getting stronger and it will drive everyone's down. And yeah, so we don't have chats for this one. No. All right. Which is that? I went there. Just talking to you at the moment, I don't know how, but put my shoulders up, left, right. It's just the pain is just overwhelming that the moment. All right. So yeah, so that's all we are. Put it over here. It's playing there. It looks to me, yeah, it's coming down, and so we'll see now there. Okay, so that's the we have. I think the German is doing the same. The dash. Wow, look at that. That's amazing. How the market sometimes goes quicker down. We did see it here. A lot of resistance was in this area. Some people actually sell, but options is good for this level when you start looking those weak, and then we just let it go up 6 months, 3 months expire, and that is the result. So anyway, so the moment is the first ABC would be a very good signal to come back. France must be the same. Yeah, everything is collapsing at the moment. S&P, I said 35, Spain, same thing, and UK went under. Wow, that has a massive drop from there. All right. So let's look first at the one we have. We got Australian US today. I did manage to enter. Like I said, my year was playing up and down yesterday. One of those things that happened. Um, yeah, it's just that the 5 pips break. It was keep the bars the Donchen was just continued dripping and dripping and didn't do the 5 pips until later. So that's one of the sometimes it works in for us, sometimes it doesn't. But anyway, so this is the break. As we were saying, if we are now playing below this level, so I'm maybe gonna hold this position and add as the market continues going. Here it was a very tough uh, run, but that's where at the moment it is right. Then we did have the pound US, and there we are. And then hasn't been any fun whatsoever when you look at over there. But today it is a bar with a signal to look for short. So that's my entry, that's my stop loss, and then nothing that we can do at the moment. It's just this is the way that yeah, it has been so far. February is no happy month for me, but nothing that we can do about it. Now here with the pound yen, we have a beautiful ABC. We got at we say the break of the weekly trend line. Definitely we have a signal over there. So that is yeah, so that is here. So yesterday we didn't yet know. The pound was the strongest currency yesterday, so I could not trade against that. And of course, the yen as well was stronger, but the pound was the most. So now we got the full day. The pound yen it is weak, and that it is a run from there. So we will see what is happening from there. Hopefully, we have a fast run, and at least we have a 500 pips. So pound yen can So I'm happy that I have an entry pound US and pound yen because I know that if they're running today, they can really catch up all the nasty losses. And this is the case. This being with all unfortunately, look, if we're looking at January and February, February is being so bad with this one, but nothing that we can do. US Canadian is here, so we're breaking the weekly trend line. We did have a lot of resistance over there, but it's managed now to do an ABC. So yeah, that's all we can do for that. And like I said last night, I just my ear started doing some glitches, and then when I was changing time frame, I put it a small time frame, so all the yen and the Swiss yen again got me in. So I think I'm gonna keep up with the Swiss yen and even the U.S. Swiss. That just the less I minimize, the better it's gonna be for us. All right, so that's the week that we have for the you know when we were saying looking the yen, you know this is what is being happening. So when I got here, I did have a clear idea. Okay, now we have a good run on our way down. Suddenly the market came up. It looks like we're going up, and then it breaks down, and then it goes up again, and then big bar. This bar was for me a trend bar. I normally classify this as a trend bar. Every time you see a bar of that size, is define the trend, like a bar like this one, bar like that one. So I got that sort of eye for looking at when those bars happen. Trend bars here. You see, this one was telling me already something is going on, and actually, it was engulfing in the future many candles until that one breaks. So that candle, every time I see something like that, I consider it a trend candle. So when I looked that one, I was completely sure that finally we have a good direction in the market. We're gonna, now laugh, but it's not. The good size of the yen pair is that we're coming to the end of the February, and now we have the first month up. And if we have an ABC on the daily, that is gonna be good news. So no, that's not the month. Sorry, I keep saying the month. This one is still not in the month. We don't have really enough data for the month. The weekly. So we got a beautiful ABC weekly. So in the daily, at the moment, I think it comes back to the 1,000 pip levels and is getting over there. It could be a bit dangerous. All right. And yeah, so that's what it is. Sometimes the market give us some grief, but I've been through there, and I know what the market can do once it runs, one way or another. All right, today I want to talk, so that will be all for there. So hopefully, Australia we are in, New Zealand as well we are in from yesterday. Pound, New Zealand yen I got to stop out, unfortunately, and that's all. So we'll see there. Now I just want to talk to you about the two pairs. We got the yen pair and the US pair, and I think when we're looking that way, we need to actually split it, those groups. Sorry, groups, not pairs. Whether you know that the group of the US and the group of the yen has to be in somehow individual, and we need to have as well the help of the index meter for that. So this is let me show you what I mean with that. And actually I have another platform over here. So hey, here we are. This is the dollar, and here, as I said, I hide in the Swiss. I think I'm just upset with the Swiss at the moment. But in here we can see we got the yen, the Canadian, and here we got the euro, the pound, Australia, and New Zealand. So this is really would be the main pairs, and this is where we're running over here. Now, when we look in an ABC like that, we immediately can see what the reaction the market has on the other pairs. So an ABC on the dollar, could be a good significant turning around of the market, and that's exactly what it has done it from there. So in the U.S. yen and the U.S. Canadian, the market, the yen normally has his own mind and the way it runs, but not overall. And then we see in the euro it didn't go that well. The pound just must, the Australia now. The Australia was already with 3 days down, so I would not be much considering at that point. There, the New Zealand was in a better shape to have an ABC scenario from there. Now, if we're looking, all the time, and for example, let's look from here. So this is where we are at the moment. So right over there, this is where we are. So, the US Canadian is in a better shape than that. Then we look in the yesterday New Zealand US, give us an entry, Australian US, and then we have now the pound US. So the currency what I don't understand why the euro is going at the moment, there is no link between the euro and the pound. Don't know whether this is going to change since the Brexit split has happened between the British. I don't know if that's the case, but this is what we got at the moment today. Is an bullish ABC on the dollar, so therefore, we just need to trade that direction that it is at the moment. All right, and that it is now. And when we're looking now here, the date of today with um, the dollar is in a 40, so it's a very strong um, there. So that's what it is. Now let's look at here and that day. I need to. It's a bit tricky to put that line over there. So there we are. So the this is tricky one. Since I missed my cloning line, which was so beautiful, this is the only thing that I have over here. So now, one of the requirements of how to pick actually what pair we're going to look in the U.S. pair, if we have the dollar with a signal to go one way or another, we need to make sure that the pair we're going to pick, we have at least the tops or the bottoms of the move, you know. So if we're looking immediately here, the pound, it is actually in the top, you know. So that's for me, it's telling me, well, that would be a good pair to trade. The Australia, it is actually in the very nice spot, and the New Zealand, even with a bullish sort of close, even like that sort of kind of, you know, it was actually one of the best pairs to trade there. Now, when I'm looking the US yen, you know, it took a few through the another day. The U.S. Canadian was not in the direction of that, so therefore we would just completely avoid. Now, the most important part is that on the 18th of the second, we want to be looking what happened with the U.S. in that moment over there. So the US, it was coming from the negative side, which it was, you know, coming there. It started shifting in the 17, but on the 18, you know, it's continue with his move up, and then in the 19 over there. So that is telling me as well that if I looking my my bar from here to there and to there. So I'm looking there from the negative side. From the negative side, the US is shifting his strength on the way up, and that was, you know, a quite good sort of kind of direction to trade the US pair. Let's see, we don't want to trade the yen pairs, we just want to trade the US pair, because, you know, our account can handle, you know, too many of these, that, you know, that would be enough to tell us over there. Here we never really have a very nice if we look in the 3 days candle reversals, never have over there. But and here, you know, if we say that that's a pullback over here, that happened on the 4th of the second, and then we're looking among the crosses. We want to make sure looking, you know, something that, you know, is a first state as well in the other pairs where we can trade. So if the dollar is going up, I'm looking to go short. I can't take it, you know, the Australian short or the New Zealand short, because they already been short for quite a while. So I have to hold myself into that. And it says no, I just don't want to be into that. So the euro actually looks there the best pick into that, and the pound big bar, unfortunately that's the way the pound plays. When you see a big bar like that, you know, sometimes you if you're not prepared to have a big stop, it's better not to touch it. And then if we look in the US Canadian, it's already running 3 days, so who's gonna, you know, why am I gonna be risking into that? And the yen has the first day, you know, so I guess this is we, you know, would be waiting for see what happened later, but definitely it was a bar. Then we're going to be looking here on the 4th of the second, which is this one, and the US, it was on a higher, you know, bar. And actually pound US, it looks to me that that was the best. Euro was very weak, so we could take that one there, and Canadian as well, as we see that one, it was actually the best thing to do. All right. So as the market, you know, normally give us, you know, continuation over there, continuation over here. If I would have been looking something that says there, I got a bar there to says to me, you know, am I looking to go short? Um, there it is. You know, when look in the euro, yes, we got the 3 bars reversal, but we're trading against the trend. So we have to maybe slow down. The pound, crazy pound, you know, and there is no hope to go long with Australia. There is no hope to go to with New Zealand. So we forget about it. There is no signal in the Canadian to go short, and there is no signal that was in the yen to go short, even if we went down over there. So that's how we can trade the looking those bar over there. Now here trading with the trend, the market comes and hit us back again, and as well here that we're looking, that was the 31st of the first. Yeah, here the US. I think that's the one we were looking here, isn't it? Yeah, 31st of January. So we're looking as well. The US was 8, now it's 4, but so it's not that convinced that red bar that we see over there, and we can maybe say, I don't know, if the index meter is not yet over there, maybe it holds. And anyway, the market comes over here, and we have on the 24th of the first, we got a bullish bar, which is we got over here, and the US is not yet into that position in the 24th as we're looking over there. We don't have the 3 bars, but definitely we have in the next one up, which is the 27. We got the 3 bars, and the US has changed his strength. So we got the 3 bars over there, 1, 2, 3. The market has break, is convincing us that the direction that is going, and I want to pick a trade from there. So once I see one only the analysis in one currency only, uh, we want to make sure what can we do in the other one. So the unfortunately the euro is already running from the day before. The Australia is in a good shape. It's actually consolidated, and that date is down. The New Zealand did gap. I remember the gap, and we're waiting for an entry. The Canadian is in a perfect condition to go. The yen has no hope over there. So we can see how to pick, where to pick, and what is the best pairs that we can pick it from there. By having a workspace like this one actually can help us, I don't know, maybe to send a picture like that for there instead of the individual, because here is can giving us this one there. So on the 24, we're looking here that the pound, it was a good pick. The Australia, the euro, the Swiss, well, we don't look in the Swiss. The Canadian, we see here, it is actually, the US is more stronger. The New Zealand, the same. So we could have, possible not trade the yen because the yen was too strong for the US, but we see that we could pick, quite nicely just by looking the bar over here. All right. Now, if I look there back again and we see that bar over here, where the euro, the dollar, sorry, is going up, then we look in the pound has the euro has the 3 bars, and that was actually a quite nice move down from there. Then the pound come back, and the Australia and the New Zealand has the first day, or the 3 bars reversals. Can you see there the 3 bars reversals matching up with what we see over here? So if you don't understand what the 3 days reversal it is, you got to actually talk to me so we can see over there. I need to change a lot of things the way that we do and following specific there. Um, it's especially putting clear how to do these pairs, and why we're using the index meter, and we have the dollar index meter so we can see looking much better. Like I said, these last 2 weeks hasn't been nice, big moves, big volatility has been happening to the market. Nothing that we can do to avoid that, So that's the way things works. So nothing that we can do to for those things like that. All right. So and there it is. So we're looking. Let's see here. I would say maybe that was there, and if I look into to short from there, so I'm looking to go long. Then very we don't see a clear long. Everything was in the way down. We're looking short in the other ones, and it was no a short whatsoever. So here we got an ABC from the market over there, a big bar from there, and this is when we're looking, that what to take from there. The yen wasn't that good. The Canadian, the New Zealand was quite nice. Australia already dropped 3 4 days, so would I hold my breath there. The pound was actually in a good position. It's the first daily bar, and that's well with the euro, even if we got to stop out later on. All right. So that's at the 3 bars reversal. So 1 2 3, and there we go. So here we got another 1 2 3. So at this point of time, I want to looking this 1 2 3 there. That is there. I think I would need to uh, just do a little bit because I want to go to the yen pairs as well. So 1 2 3 bars right in the dollar what I have, and if this is the 1 2 3 bearish, so I have to keep my eyes looking for the bearish and the other in the basket there. So the US Canadian is in a perfect condition with the 1 2 3, so it synchronized the move from there. The US yen maybe one more day more, and then we did have the 1 2 3. Unfortunately, with the Australia and New Zealand is already knowing the 1 2 3 is already running quite heavily, so I would no good at that. Maybe I got the 1 2 3 with that pound. It was very good, and as well with the euro. So I got the euro, the pound, the yen, and the Canadian. Quite nice moves over there, and I look at the dollar as well from those moves quite nicely from those moves over there. All right. So if we're looking, this is another 1 2 3, but unfortunately, I think you're gonna need to move up, and that's the last example of that. Um, and we pass into the yen pairs. So a little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there. So there we are. So we were talking about here. This is a very nice 1 2 3 scenario over there. Yeah, the index meter definitely will be with us with that reversal. So we're looking now. What also could we see around there? So the yen is in a quite good. The euro was one more day. Nothing happened with Australia and nothing happened with the, New Zealand. Yeah, over there. With the with the Canadian, I could not trade a bullish with a bar like that. Uh, as well, we got a bearish with the yen, so it really would be few picks around and nothing would happen much in this mighty move. Now, the move of the commodities right over there where we see, we're looking the Australia has a 1 2 3 reversal bar, which it was in a quite good scenario over there. The dollar was holding there. So I want to see that that's the 20 of the 12, which is December was a bit awkward trading. And the 20 of the 12, the US, it actually was showing us this. This is what sometimes the index meter show me things that, the other one, it doesn't show. So the US is in a -6 and the Australia is on a 45. So when I'm looking over here and I said, okay, this is the 20 of December, I have the 1 2 3 reversal bar. So that is for me a good trade. When I look in here, the 20 of the December as well, New Zealand was on the same near to that one over there. And that's when we see, okay, this is a good trade following this that. So here we could say sort of kind of sideways market, but that's what it is. And here it is a beautiful 1 2 3 there. This is when sometime we have quite nice move. Um, and definitely the dollar, show up just uh, moves from there. So we know even if the euro retrace, we know the direction we need to continue because of what the dollar it is. So the pound did quite okay. the Australia and didn't do much, and then the New Zealand possible, yeah. That's there. Okay, 30 minutes there. So what I want to see now is the yen basket over here, and this is when we come into that unfortunately there. So I would say this is the euro yen, this is the pound yen, this is the Australian yen, New Zealand yen, Canadian yen, and unfortunately the Swiss yen over there, which is the nasty currency over there. All right, so this is, look, this is unfortunately what has happened so far in here is one of those sort of kind of a week the market are not doing. Okay, so and there we are. So yeah, so this moves like this one is actually, if you're looking over there, the yen is a strong, so we're looking to go short. The Swiss yen does whatever they want to do. The Canadian yen has a big bar yesterday, which is this is the one got me out, and then the New Zealand yen and Australian yen is, yeah, it is unfortunately I changed the time frame by forgot to put it back in the 1 hour, and then the stop came in and got me out over there. We're looking at the pound yen with the 3 bars as well. So today I believe we got a quite nice opportunity. This one is still on the strength up, all right. And so when I find over here there, that could be with the euro yen doesn't look like it wants to go down. And yeah, so here we look in the 3 bars over there. That's when I saw that one there and say, wow, look at that rest. That was for me. I said, well, I think if we have a new move, we come out of resistance levels, and that it is. But the market decides, nope, I'm not doing what Jeff think it is I'm doing, and suddenly it just turned back again. So and then from here, it's hard to pick that was maybe was a very good 3 days up on the yen. So look what the Swiss yen and again does. Canadian yen didn't trigger. Then the New Zealand yen just went 1 day and then come back. The Australian didn't change. The other one already has 4 days turning around, which is not where we're looking. And the euro was the only one with a big tail as well. So it is wild the moves at the moment. And that was another when I was looking over there myself and said, look, that's the um, perfect scenario over there. So, and the euro yen come, pop up, the pound yen, the Australian yen, and this is when, when we started the copy trader, it was somewhere over here, which is, it did so well there. But after that, this is what we got. All right. Now, what I want to focus here is combined, looking for those days, and so I can make decisions from this proven market of the days. Looking from these days over here as well, where the market is proven made, and what it's doing. Looking these 3 magic days, looking what the index meter is telling me, looking right over here, is what I really wants to do. Then comes over there, look the rest of the market, and takes the shots from there. So just strive from one chat to another ones. So the whole analysis is done over here more than what is done in individual size. So we got one chat over there. This is gonna go 1 day. All right. So the moment we are between these monthly highs and lows, it seems to me that we're gonna leave 1 day. It can be forever over there. So we just need to be ready, and here to make sure so that it is. So it's really bouncing up and down from there, and yeah. So and it's been for quite a long time now. The yen in this pair. So we we'll be keeping an eye looking, for that. So at the moment we only have one direction. Until we don't have the 3 days, we need to continue looking the direction of that, you know, and that's it. So we're looking, through, specifically what I'm be looking is these 3 days that I want to hunting from there, 3 days over there, 3 days over here, and from those days I want to, make decisions. Um, so we're looking right over here. This is when I want to say, okay, I got 3 days on the yen baskets. So I think it's gonna be okay, Lawrence. No worries. I think it's gonna be very easy. We just focus, in one currency or one index, and then from there, we're going around and we say, okay, now we got what we got. Let's have a look the index meter, put the trace on, and that's when things, works. If I look at, for example, this one is September the 1st, and so if the JPY basket is telling me it's going down, so I want to see what are the chances I have over there. And I definitely was few chances there. In this case, the Swiss yen did work, you know, but I want to match these 3 days reversals, all the time I see over here. So 3 days reversal there, 3 days reversal over here, 3 days reversal over there, is counting that. And the only thing is going to help me to identify the 3 days reversals there is that, the Donchen lines from there. All right. Um, so if I look in here, I got the 3 days reversal right over there as well. And the Euro Yen, the Pound Yen, Australian Yen did not have much. If I look that date over here, maybe I can make, more from that. And and then we can pick from there. So some ones will be doing very well, other ones will just stuff up, but that's what it is. So here's another small, that's a big gap that the market did have, but it's still with that 3 days. And it's still a little bit pips, Euro yen, Australian yen is already gone, New Zealand yen is already gone. So if we're looking from there, just for observing these 3 days. 3 days there, 3 days here, looking around. I think a workspace like this one can give us better view, to do. So, and even, if I'm long in some other currency like a Swiss yen, Canadian yen, I know that here could be a turning around. I can actually close my, put the EA to closing up and to end from there. All right, so the magic of the 3 days is quite nice. There's another 3 days over there, and 3 days comes again. So even then, when I have the 3 days here, then I can come later and look at, okay, the market, and has break, those, and the Australian, New Zealand yen, Canadian yen has no problems. Swiss yen, now maybe I can look at that, but it has to play the 3 days. So what I'm as well I want to do, using the data, the 3 days is happen, like I like that, have a specific sort of kind of attention, and a circle over there. So knowing the 3 days over there. Now, why the 3 days? I think Derek hasn't been in lately in that, and I'm just gonna explain to Derek as it is here about this, the magic of the 3 days. And no, that one there. Let me see. This one is okay. So we got that the magic of the 3 days is very simple. Horizontal. And here we got the daily. Let's put it just a blank. And this one, I think is this one. We put it there. Yeah. And this is the daily over there. So what I'm really looking for the 3 days. So we're looking the dollar over here, and the dollar is no. Let's look the yen. We were looking the yen. This one reset to date. I don't know why. Um, is all over the place at the moment, this one. So there we are. So the magic of the 3 days. And what is that 3 days there is that what we're looking is three bars like this one, all right? So let me get you. Okay, I still have 50 minutes to go and synchronize object. All right, so this is what we're looking about these three magic days, which is sometime will work okay, we will know. So this is the last 3 days we did have. When we look in the 25th of the second, we come to the index meter and we need to find that one over there, which is here. So we look in the yen index is actually very strong. So that's mean that that 3 days is justified by the index meter. Unfortunately, it hasn't just take off and run. As you see, it has a lot of problems to go. So this 3 days here, it did not work over there. So that's unfortunately this been happen. I wish that I can control the market, but I can't with that. No, so looking from there, so what we're looking is among the other pairs, the 3 days was over here. So the market has come and is stopping me out yesterday, unfortunately. Then we're looking all of the pairs, which I don't have in order at the moment, and that would be a little bit pain, and that's another 3 days. But the pound was very strong the next day, so I didn't trade. Today we do have, a continuation. So the pound yen, that's what today it could be a quite nice day. And here, unfortunately, again came back over there. When I changed it to the 30 minutes, so this is what happened. The midline came and bang, get to me out over there. So yeah, I don't know. Just like I said, I've been struggling with this pain in my shoulders. It's just I'm worried about the results is coming the 16th of March. I have to see the doctor again. It's a specialist that I have to see her, and I don't want to hear the bad news about that. All right, and there we are, the three days, and again, and we're looking. I have to put together this thing, so otherwise it's gonna be messy. I don't know what the Ulysses does here. Oh, why it reset these things? Yeah, this morning I have a lot of issues. The internet, everything was crazy, so I don't understand why these things did like that. I think that's it. All right, let's go back to here. That's what I like the other one because I can see over there. So it's another 3 days that we have over there, and yeah, the market is telling me, look at me, I'm coming down. So therefore, from there, and that was for me a trend bar indication. So I thought, UP, we have now there. But the next day, the market decides not to do anymore until if that's my entry, that's my exit, and that's the gapping of the market we see over there. So with the euro yen, we did have a 3 days up, but unfortunately came in again, and we know that trade. Pound yen, we did have the 3 days, 1, 2, 3, up, and look what it's just not working at the moment. Things this one never got triggered. The market just went the Australia there, same with the New Zealand. Um, didn't trigger over there. Canadian yen, this is the only one that got triggered, but then that's the stop right over here. So Swiss yen, that was definitely a good one there. but the market comes and get me out of over here and again. So we're looking here, we don't have a real good 3 days apart from that, but nothing has happened. This one is a bit suspicious, that 3 day over there. And we look at that. So that's what is it was there, and that date as well. It was no. This was a good one. Actually, I was looking for that. That's definitely was a 3 days bar, but the next days just didn't want to go anywhere over there. Um, so if we're looking from there, the euro yen um, possible did work, but it came here, it stopped me out in that, and then yeah, it hasn't really run the way we were looking to run. This one already was 4 days. Was 3 days, but never got triggered. New Zealand yen got triggered and came back. Canadian yen never happened. Swiss yen, terrible as well. So this is now, that's another beautiful bar. That's, when you see a bar like this one, you got to be looking. And the index mirror was with us in all these bars. So you think that now you gotta try to do it, and that's a very nice combination from there. But there it is. Market comes, and the beauty of this one is telling us, no, we're not going anywhere. Sorry, but stop us there over there. So if we look in the euro yen, um, go to in, stop out over there. Pound yen, go in, stop over there. Australian yen, go in, stop out over here. As I said lately, this last weeks is not really doing what there. Stop over here at again, and the magic of the Swiss yen. This is already 3 days was over here. The important part is to get those three days right at the beginning, more than what it is over there. The 3 days is actually what I call a turning point, there. And wherever we see those 3 days, if we just, looking for the 3 days. Now, the third date actually has to overcome the previous daily lows or daily highs. Like, for example, if I look that 3 days over there, and plus this tool, my EA confirms that 3 days are actually valid. So if I look at over here, I said, okay, do I have 3 days? This is bearish, but it's actually not near to the low over here. Like, for example, there. So if I look at over here, I look at a 1, 2, and the third bar is actually, closing about the previous day low or high in there. So that for me, 3 days. Look in the 20 of the first, look what the index meter is telling me, but the most important is here. You see what's coming once a day, once a day, once a day. And this day, we have a shifting from weak to strong. There it is. And this is what we want, the market don't play games and goes. So when I have that 3 days in the basket, then I want to be looking here. Now I want to pick in from here the 3 days, and this is when everything change. Like I said, I'm being used to have months like this one, but I do believe that when they come, you have this kind of move. So market will move. I hope so people will not get disappointed. This is what has happened sometime, and that's what it is. So there we are, the 3 days. So looking at there, pound yen, it doesn't have the 3 days as we're looking over here. The daily low is actually, if there is no, what I want to see is something like this one. Even that is not 3 days. The third date actually has to break the lows of the previous day. So when I see something like this one, I will hold my breath because it's not what I'm looking for. I want to see the 3 days. This is 1, 2, 3 days. Can you see that, Derek? So it's a very clean picture of the third day breaking down, and that's the party. All right. So New Zealand yen. Now look, New Zealand yen maybe it's not in the third day because it's so is there, but I would like that day. Now I have because this is the lowest over there. So this is could be just a retracement. So I don't know yet. Could be just this a retracement. I know already that by this time the JP basket is already in his way up. So that's what I I want to make sure that I'm in the right track. But this one is not the third day. This is just could be a pullback. This one was awkward, but this one is now actually closing below over there, and that it is. Unfortunately, commodities sometimes could be a bit of the pain, uh, and that's the way out over there, and that it is the way in. But this is the first 3 days that we have. I don't have the 3 days in the Canadian yen either. So I want to synchronize the third day of the US pair, the US index, and the yen index, and then look around. And then I can say, okay, now I got my goal. So this one, Canadian yen, maybe no, but a few more days later. So when I check it again, this one, this is where it's going now, Canadian yen, and I can say, yep, that's a quite good entry, market breaks, and there it is. First trade, we can use that. Once I believe on a break even, we have more flexibility to follow that one there, um, all the way down from there. Swiss yen, don't like the Swiss yen. So my first third day was over there. So when I look in here, I have 1, 2, 3 days with that one. So the Swiss yen, there we are. So here, really, we did not have the third date very clear, like something like this one. As I said, it's been very, very sort of volatile, but this is, quite clear. And when I'm looking over there, this is what, we want to be looking from there. So yeah, this Monday hasn't been a very nice, and that's the third date over there. And so we're going back over here. So is the question it is now here, is this my third day? you know this could be just a retracement, so we need to know the difference between when it's only a retracement and when it's the real day. So that's no, even if the index made a possible, we'll put them over there, but this is when I want to classify this one. Plus here the Donchen never actually went anywhere over here, over there. Now here I don't have my 3 days, but in this one is different, because when I look in the line chart, which is the close of the and then come over here, then I have the third day, and then I have this. So now I have the third date in the JPY basket. I'm looking at my index meter, and I can say, yep, I think I got something good of today. So I'm going to decide to look around. So is the Euro Yen has 3 days? Maybe yes, maybe no. If we're looking, for example, in the line chart, we can, that's when my eyes sometimes it draws, because there's the close of the candle is actually the real close. And when I'm looking over there, maybe yes, maybe no, then I confirm with this one, and this is telling me that I can take, this is not a retracement, this can take. Look, if I still be chicken the next day, it didn't go too far, but that's the trade that it went quite okay from that one there. Then I look in the pound yen. Do I have 3 days? Yeah, possible. Not very exciting. Pound yen normally is I think it's the Brexit issue has affected a lot the market, but never mind. Australian yen, look where we are, and this is when I help me, because I got the 3 days reversals in there. So when I come over here, I want to see this as well. And if even if I say no, this is not the third day, this is maybe the third day, because it's closing about that, didn't go too far, but from there, that's the run that we have. New Zealand yen, now it is a third day over there. Why? Because the market has completely closed above, and then it went, didn't go too far, but still Canadian yen, yes, it is at 3 days, and that's the move of the market from that moment on. So sometimes I wonder whether the upside line could be a better trailing than the midline, and the midline only using for pullbacks at positions. Could be good as well. Swiss yen, and there we are. So from above, below, and I think it by having the workspace that I showed today, and putting these lines here, leaving these lines over there, leaving these lines over here, over there. That's the all 3 days that is being happening. This is my 3 days because the market is closing there. That's another 3 days. That's another 3 days, and and that's the last 3 days over there. So by having these lines, I can actually, looking around and say, yep, this is what we need to be looking, and trading from there. It shouldn't be an issue. So what you reckon there? All right. So I think it's sometimes the market has to do these things, so we look in a very different way. Um, and yeah, so that's it. So that's the market came down. That's the first 3 days here. So we're looking over there. We are from below to above. Looking the index meter, what happened over there, and then I got the 3 days there. That's all I want to know. The 3 days has happened over there. Comes over there. Euro yen. I don't have the 3 days. Pound yen. I don't have the 3 days. Australian yen. I don't have the 3 days. New Zealand yen. No. Canadian yen. Yeah, I do have the 3 days. So I put the robot and nothing happened through that day. The market went opposite, so that's okay. Swiss yen, I don't have the 3 days. So going back over there, so that 3 days didn't do. This is just maybe a pullback, but here I have the 3 days. You see that? So 3 days, look at the index meter. Um, and from that moment, I got over here. So now I need to find another 3 days in the other group. Euro yen, maybe here was there. We can consider 3 days when only one day. That's okay. Will we be break even? This is now on a 3 days. Because if I look there, that's my line over here. So you have to have some time a naked eye to look these things, and that's what you see. The close is below to that daily low over there. So that's nice. There are no big profits, but it's still getting in and out. By that time you would have been some kind of profit anyway. Australian yen, oh yeah, I got the 3 days over there, and look what it got to happen over here. Maybe the previous day was already in the 3 days, but that was not that much clear. That's all right. But here the JPY gave me the 3 days, and that it is a very nice 192, and that's where sometimes the internal line can give us a better view than that one. But look, we don't have a other. Is that a 3 days? This definitely is a 3 days. Um, maybe this day could be, but look, that's what it is. Um, do we have a 3 days? No, Canadian yen don't have a 3 days. And here, yes, we did have the Swiss yen with that, and there we are. Above, below, next day break even, and that's it. And only looking one here. So, and if we look in the same thing over and over again, 3 days over here, 3 days over there, 3 days over there. So that's the turning points we want to identify in the market. And now the third date has to have, the price has to be from green to red, red to green. It has to be above or below the midline to confirm this 3 days scenario over there. So when we have these things over here, this technical view is over there, then we look in the index meter, and from that moment over here, what we want to be looking is anybody else has the 3 days. Can we look in over there? Is a clear 3 days there? Do we have a solid bar? And this is when the index meter will help us to identify whether we have or don't we have. And even if we have, and we put it the thing, here is the final filter. It didn't close below, so therefore we are safe for that by looking only one currency pair. 3 days there, yes, definitely is a 3 days, and this one over here, and the beautiful is here from above, red, green to red, above, below. Put the trade over here, and then we look in the rest. What do you reckon, Rita? Is that would be a better approach into the market, waiting for these 3 days on the major index, the yen and the US, and then looking over there as long the three days are there, we're looking over there, and actually when we have the 3 days, we can come at London time and say, if we have a break over there, we can see that the 3 days is already happening. Look, if we come in the 12 hours over there, what happened at 12 hours? Now we do have, why am I going to trade long over there in the London market, is because I got the 3 days here. So therefore the Australian yen has the permission to do these things, isn't it? So, and then we look at New Zealand yen, the same. So we come in with the New Zealand yen and I come to later. Maybe at that time, 12 hours was no, so that's okay. But the next day, and that is the 3 days. Hmm? Like I say, when the market is like that, my brain think twice, to try to find the best way, possible way. So by doing this kind of rule of the 3 days turning point, that's what it is. Market breaks, and then we have. All right. But without this rule, I don't think so. I keep saying women's are better traders than men, because actually women's follow the rules. Men always try to reinvent the things, and that's where the problems normally start, isn't it? Maybe all the ladies say, yeah, amen for that, but that's what's normally happen. So by having this, so we got the 3 days here, we got the 3 days over there, and this is where we want to, you know, we want to see those things over there. Index meter, 3 days over there, and suddenly from those moments, we want to be looking, there. So where are you looking at? So that's the dollar. That's 3 days reversal. The market from about to below, plenty there. And then we want to be looking 3 days in the other group. What the Euro ESA? I'm not too sure about that, but when I come over here, I'm sure about that. 3 days reversals. Why? Because there it is here and over there. Pound, do we have the 3 days? I'm not sure, but what happened here? Oh yeah, that's definitely 1, 2, 3, bam, breaks, and there it goes. Do I have the 3 days? Oh yeah, this one way before. US Canadian has the 3 days, and that it is. All right, look, that's the way it is, the market at the moment. Like I said, we're coming to the end. We got the 3 days today, so we got the trace. So the moment is just relaxing, but see what we looking, something that is giving us, quite quite nice. It's just unfortunate that the market hasn't been that easy lately. But look, that's nothing that we can do about it. It's just trade it. So if I got the 3 days over here, I want to be looking. Is the euro has the 3 days? No. So we don't trade. Is the pound has? Oh yeah, pound has. So we trading today that one there. Australia 3 days. Yes, we trading the Australia today. New Zealand, I don't know where the New Zealand is. US Canadian. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Let's jump in over there. Swiss, look, we don't have the 3 days, but if tonight maybe the thing's going up, maybe I can consider, but I prefer not to. Here, 3 days, we don't know. But having this split like that, would be good. My friend, is 1 hour and 8 minutes. It's a bit longer today, but I hope so this lesson will encouraging us not to be disappointed with the market the way it is, and just rewriting the rules, because that's very important. I always say to people, you have to always review your um, review that that your trading plan. All right, there is here is a guy who says amen to that. Yet that's definitely it is, and I said amen to that. So we see you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Hopefully things spiking up and doing things better. All right, take care of yourself. Cheers and bye.